But yeah, man, Big K.R.I.T, K.R.I.T is here. So, what is it, like 2 years?
You tell us.
2 years.
Since last time. I'm not Beezy, man. Yeah, so 2 years. The last joint was a double album. Loved it. So, anticipate. You know, it's Big K.R.I.T. You know, it's Feefo bumping the whip. But Dead End Hip Hop album review. Big K.R.I.T. K.R.I.T is here. Before we get into the review, make sure you check out everything Dead End Hip Hop. Check out our Patreon. Are we still on the front page?
I'm not sure, but I mean, we still have an article out.
Okay, yeah. So check it out. We were on the front page. Not sure if we're on the front page, but we definitely got an article out. Check out our podcast network. We got hella shows, and we're coming with even more. We got Dead End Gaming over there, Dead End Sports, Black Korea. Is the mic still on? Frames per second. Go check that out. But yeah, man, Big K.R.I.T, K.R.I.T is here. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying that this album is bad, but I just feel underwhelmed. And I kept listening to it because it's K.R.I.T and he's dope and he sounds amazing. And this is like this is the first time he ain't produced Jack. And Blue Flame. Yeah. Okay, I can hear it. Typically he produces on 70% of his albums, plus he mixes and masters. This dude is a beast. He's good, but these beats just felt underwhelming. Because I'm used to K.R.I.T being on layered shit, soulful shit, and I didn't get enough of that. Plus, I didn't get enough anthems. You talking about K.R.I.T is here? You know what I'm saying? Like that puts exactly from the first. Yeah, so that puts the expectation level even higher, and it didn't deliver at that level. But let me I got the negative energy out the way. You know what I'm saying? But the intro, K.R.I.T is here, really dope. I don't like how it went to interlude right after that though. Like, you know, that was weird. That's a bit quick. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting. I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Make It Easy. Even Addiction. I really like Sweetie's hook on that. You know what I'm saying? She sounds good. Wayne.
I like Wayne's work.
Yeah, Wayne was doing his thing. You know, Energy, but the obvious. Energy's cool. Energy's no, not at all, Myke.
You don't like Energy?
That's when it started to go downhill.
Energy?
Yeah. Because obvious was
I like the layers of that beat though. I didn't necessarily like it. I liked it on the album though.
I was good for about 7 tracks after Energy.
Is that
damn near
including obvious?
No, by the 7.
Yeah, because obvious was
fake Drake song.
Oh my god, that shit.
Super Drake.
Because my shit was on Spotify when I was listening to this, and I was in the other room, and I thought Spotify fucked up and went to a Drake song.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I came back in, and I was like, wait, who is Rico Love? I was like, wait, that's Rico Love, really? Because Rico Love was on Catalactica, right? And he didn't sound like this. This sounded like Drake.
Even Prove It with J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm expecting.
You don't like J. Cole's verse?
J. Cole sounded good.
No, J. Cole sounded good.
Okay.
K.R.I.T sounded okay, and the beat just that's not. You know how like even on the Revenge of the Dreamers, when Jid and T.I. like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay, but it's just like, damn, bro, J. Cole and K.R.I.T finally, and we get this. I guess the closest thing to anthem that I got on this that I was like, yes, finally, was Learn from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy, that type of K.R.I.T, that type of Southern, like that's what was missing from this. And I don't know if that's what the production stripped away, was that Southernness to his music, but there's just something that's missing.
I still think there was a Southern.
You like Mississippi?
Mississippi was dope. Mississippi was dope.
Yeah.
Mississippi was dope as fuck.
That is my shit.
Man, that is. I was like, God damn. Yeah.
He went somewhere else.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just overall, it was just underwhelming, man.
Believe was dope too.
Believe was.
Believe was really dope.
Yeah.
That was like.
That was a standout for me.
Every time was dope too with the sports
Baby
reference.
Rose.
Yeah. The sports reference.
I don't know who that is, but
Besides Mississippi, I think the opening single was like K.R.I.T here was like my favorite.
Yeah,
on here because when that's what really when he dropped that he had dropped the video and everything. I'm like, oh shit. And you calling it, K.R.I.T is here. I'm like, and a sequel to that. I'm like, okay, that single had me kind of like hype, definitely hype. I'm like, man, coming off your
You
last
talking about the
album.
opening track?
Yeah,
I feel like
That's
the
single.
only thing about that track, it was missing bass.
It was.
That's
All
the
the damn
only
songs
thing.
here were missing bass.
Huh?
All the songs were missing bass.
But that one in particular,
It
really
It
could
was too
not.
light.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
where's
The bass was very subtle.
Yeah,
man.
it was, super
very
subtle. I was like,
it was very
that's
subtle.
the only thing that it was
Yeah.
missing.
It wasn't like my sub
Yeah,
like bass.
yeah.
But it was still like one of my favorite tracks. And you know, sometimes I kind of hate that about albums when I'm like, damn, when the single be like the best, you know, the best track on the album. Because usually when I hear the single, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it. Hope I'm gonna hear some better shit than this. But yeah, it was like the rest of the album. And I'm like Feefo, kind of like I like it, but it's just kind of like I still feel like it's underwhelming. It's not to like K.R.I.T standard.
I didn't like it
makes
at
sense.
first. I mean, it grew on me a little bit. I mean,
said
but
at
I,
first?
at first I didn't even like it.
Yes, I think with this for me, it's just kind of like mid for me. Like I don't like love it and I don't hate it. It's just like it's like that's how I felt listening to this every time I listen to
I was
it.
gonna ask one of y'all, but like, do you feel like it's too long?
Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It feels long, but it's only 56 minutes.
I was like,
The
That's
double album, the double
that
album was
felt
longer
bad.
than
Yeah.
that. Like,
yeah, but it feels long.
Because it had
though.
that middle part that was really
A drag.
dry.
Yeah.
From energy all the way down. Shit, to 15 to learn from Texas.
You lost its energy.
Yeah, man. Like, I like Prove It and I like Believe.
Really?
Other than that, oh wow.
Oh wow. He said, "Oh wow."
Yeah, Family Matters. I was like, bro, what is this?
That sample chop was dope though.
Yeah, it was.
It's some very generic songs on here. That's one thing I noticed when I was listening. I'm like, damn, K.R.I.T, like, why does shit sound so generic? Like, some of the way he was flowing on some of the songs, it just sounds very generic.
Yeah, that's how I felt the whole time. I was just like, well, this doesn't sound like what we thought K.R.I.T was gonna do
Right.
once he was away from the label.
Right.
And it's just bizarre that he went more commercial. And it's also weird that we've been saying this whole time, like, man, K.R.I.T needs to do something with other people's beats. He finally does it, and then it's like, it doesn't. Some of these songs don't even really sound like K.R.I.T to me.
So maybe he's not a good beat picker.
I don't think the beats were bad.
For
No,
him though, I think they were
yeah.
bad for him though.
Right.
Yeah.
But does that make him a bad beat picker?
Yeah, because like
Nas
it's
picks
like
beats that are whack.
no,
They're
Nas
whack
picks
for
whack.
everybody.
Yeah. But
these beats weren't really bad though, right?
he doesn't know. It's not bad beats. It's just not good beats for him.
Do you
Yeah.
think he just needs somebody else in the room that's like, yo, this might not
This-
be a good
You
mix
need
for
to sound.
Yeah.
You probably
Yeah.
sound
like
good
an
on this.
engineer or
Yeah.
something. That's
Yeah.
great.
But what would those sound like though?
What you mean?
Yeah. Not this.
More
yeah.
bass,
Not
more
this.
soul to him.
You know
and
what
maybe
K.R.I.T
you know
is
what it was. Now that you say that, more bass, more soul. Maybe he was trying to get away from that because that's what he that's what
I mean,
he
you gotta
kind of
think-
makes.
I get that. I
You know
get
what I'm
that.
saying?
But you make an album. You call it K.R.I.T is here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, this is me.
Kind of the point though.
What?
And it kind of hit
What's
me
the point?
with addiction, and I'm like, oh shit, you doing something with Lil Wayne, and you have a real commercial sound to you now. So it's almost like all that underground, soulful, on my own beat shit that I've done, I put in the work. He said I should be a commercial rapper, and I can do those commercial type flows and those bare. But I think this is him trying to move into that direction, trying to get over the top.
But he could have been doing that on Def Jam though.
Exactly.
No. I thought the thing was Def Jam didn't support him in the way that he wanted them to do, and
It seems like they would support him if he was doing
Exactly.
this.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
This should have been on Def Jam.
This should have been on Def Jam.
Yeah.
This is not you being independent and taking the music the way that you want to take it.
Or-
You just
yeah.
you know what K.R.I.T is missing? K.R.I.T is missing his Mad Lib to Freddie Gibbs. He's missing that.
but that's still
he
gonna
was his
kind of
own.
keep him kind of in that box that he's.
But we all agreed that he needed to kind of go away from his own production, just like J. Cole, right? Like and he's great in his own production, but I think he started to get where it sounded he was complacent and comfortable. That's the reason we've all said it.
You
We've
think
all,
he sounds complacent on here?
I think he sounds bored.
he does.
No.
He doesn't sound challenged.
Absolutely.
He doesn't sound challenged.
Absolutely.
This is too easy, bruh.
Absolutely.
This is too
It might be
easy.
too easy, but I don't think he sounds bored.
But when it's too easy, it's bored.
Yeah, he doesn't
It's
sound-
boring.
he doesn't
It's
sound
not challenged.
energetic.
I think the
energized.
challenge was trying to maybe come up with different flows, trying to commercialize his sound, his appeal.
But that's
what
not
it
what
challenged
but
for
that
rapping like
that's
K.R.I.T.
not what makes K.R.I.T
think
great.
it is
No.
a challenge for K.R.I.T.
But here's the thing though, Ken. Like you got to be able to dominate your own lane. And you can't be jumping into these other lanes trying to do what everybody else want to do. You have to master your craft and your sound and
He's
push
been
your
trying to dominate his lane for the last 10 years. And where
because and I said it at the beginning of the review. Listen to the albums; they're different than the mixtapes. They always have been.
I'm just trying to understand the title, the direction, the change in sound.
Right.
So I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Because
Oh,
I didn't like
wait.
when I first played it, because I was actually played when I was taking Kevin was riding me to the crib, and I was like, oh, I'll put it on. And it really felt like background music. Like there was nothing interesting at all until I hit Mississippi. The Jill Scott.
That's the end.
Track that we all praise.
So I think J. Cole stood out. His verse stood out. And then I was driving to the crib, and it was like 20 minutes left. And I'm like, man, this ain't it. I mean, I was like, man, is he done? Like, is this the end? In terms of me liking his stuff, I just understand the change in direction. And then Mississippi came on, I was like, okay, that's just right there. But
I don't think he's done. I don't.
Wait. So do you like it or don't you like it?
I can listen to it, but it doesn't have a lot of replay value.
The reason why I asked that is because you was the only one that liked Schoolboy Q, right? Yeah. So I felt like it's very Schoolboy Q-ish or whatever. Like he's trying to sound like other things.
Okay.
And now I can kind of understand why you don't have a problem with it. And that's what I kind of pulled from it when you was going back and forth with Feefo or whatever. So I think that's what it is. Like if you didn't have a problem with Schoolboy, you wouldn't have a problem with this.
Schoolboy did it better. Okay. Schoolboy did a commercial trappy sound better than K.R.I.T did in his attempt to go to a commercial.
You shaking your head,
Myke? You put Crash over this?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I listen to this all day.
I haven't even touched Crash. You thinking like, okay, this is his 10th project, so you're okay with him kind of straying away a little bit from what we've known for him to do, pretty much.
I think he has to. I think he has to. I think he has to try to do something different.
And I agree, and that's why I say he needs to find his Madlib, because this ain't Madlib. He needs out like.
I just don't think Madlib will accomplish his goal.
No, but I didn't say Madlib. I'm not saying that K.R.I.T needs to go get
type. Okay.
No. I'm just saying he needs to.
He needs to find somebody.
Metro Boomin.
He needs to find that guy that brings that out in him.
You know what he's saying. Stop picking on him.
Like,
you know what he's saying.
Stop picking on him.
What I'm saying is he just needs to find that one producer that brings out something in him that nobody else can.
He can stray away. I don't think
Exactly.
anybody really has a problem with him straying away and doing some more commercial sound. He just
But
didn't
just
do
find
it well.
another. Yeah, just find another talent.
Yeah.
Like Feefo's on the sound. Find a talented producer
that can do something.
That
for
can
you.
do something for it, because it obviously is a good formula, right? It's working for people.
Yeah.
You know, so
Find him a Kanye.
Yeah.
Just Blaze.
Now I'm with you.
Kanye, just
Now I'm
Blaze.
with you.
Like there's producers out there that I feel that can take K.R.I.T like to
Myke
another
Will
level.
made it.
Mike
Yeah.
Will.
He could've done something.
Hell yeah. All I'm saying is that, and not shitting on the producers on this, because again, like I just don't
just
think
not
it's
for
for
him.
K.R.I.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for
Yeah.
K.R.I.T.
This just doesn't really sound natural to me. It just sounds like to me like K.R.I.T trying to do something that other people are doing.
yes.
And I felt
And that's
that,
why I made the Schoolboy comparison.
But I've always felt
Yeah.
that way with K.R.I.T, but it was different when he was doing what like
homage type
UGK
stuff.
did.
Yeah, homage type
You know,
stuff.
it was different.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
This is just like when I listen to this, I'm just like, bro, anybody could really do this.
Yeah, there's a difference when you do like you paying homage to like someone that was great or somebody that you looked up to versus
Right.
somebody that's your peer.
It's different when you're taking
Yeah.
somebody else's sound, you're kind of like modernizing it.
Exactly.
Like when you're taking like an old Pimp C sound,
Yeah,
you're bringing it into
exactly.
2017. That's
That's cool.
But when you're just kind of like making shit that everybody else is already doing, it's like, what's the
Yeah.
point? And to call it K.R.I.T is here, it's just like I don't
That's
get
confusing,
it.
yeah.
I don't get it. K.R.I.T is here, but this isn't the K.R.I.T that we knew. So it almost feels like K.R.I.T is gone, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah, right.
It just this isn't the K.R.I.T that we've known.
Right.
So for this to be titled K.R.I.T is here, I'm confused.
Maybe
by
that's
it.
to Ken's point. That's what he actually wants.
But if this is
but-
what he wants, then why wasn't he doing this on mixtapes? And why didn't he do this on the last album?
Exactly. And it sounds like he's dumbing it down.
Well,
like,
it's been
like-
2 years though. That's why he hasn't done it on the left.
No. But he shouldn't sound dumbed down. K.R.I.T, we hail K.R.I.T as one of the top.
A lot can change in 2 years, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but a lot can change in 2 years.
No, wait, hold on. Why are you giving this man a pass?
I'm not giving this man.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. K.R.I.T is supposed to be. He said it himself. When you're in the booth with me, I want everybody in that room to be like, "Damn, bro, K.R.I.T did it, bro. You're not gonna be able to
So you saying
surpass
K.R.I.T
that."
not rapping on here?
No. Nope.
You think he's rapping?
Oh, I was just asking.
Nigga here, man.
I know, right?
There's some songs he's rapping.
Nah, yeah.
Right here he's rapping.
Yeah.
Believe he's rapping.
Yep.
Mississippi he's
I
definitely
still think he's
rapping.
rapping.
Yeah.
Where's King Part 4 on this shit, bro? Where's 86 on this, bro? Come on, man. Look, and we talking about the mixtape where K.R.I.T said it's better this way, right? And the one where he's going off on either path. Bro, like if the path brought you here, my nigga, you went the wrong way. You went the wrong fucking way, man.
He didn't take the road less travel. He took the other one.
I don't know what the fuck he took, but all I know is that where he is right now, the GPS had it wrong.
Bad, Feefo.
Yes, it is.
know that, bro.
For K.R.I.T, he set a fucking bar, bro. His bar is relatively high. This falls way short. This is embarrassingly short for Big K.R.I.T. For Big K.R.I.T.
I wouldn't go that far.
Shit,
I wouldn't go that far.
come on, man. Look.
man. Like, the beats is still good. When I'm looking at all,
I got his whole discography, bro. I got his whole discography. This is the worst shit. This is his worst shit.
So you put that.
This is the worst Big K.R.I.T project out.
I Am is
Nostradamus.
Is Nostradamus? Is that what you're saying this is?
Yeah.
Big time fans of Big K.R.I.T are disappointed. You're one, I've talked to another. I haven't seen the reaction from other people. Now, if you guys have,
I haven't.
please let me know.
What song makes the radio off of this? What song makes the radio off of this?
Addiction. I think Obvious can make the radio.
Has it?
Nope. You didn't ask me that. I gave you the answer. Now, Has It, we know the politics and stuff that are...
Right, but you were saying that this is the route that he can go to get him to pop, though. And I mean, if it is, then he should have some radio hits off of here. If that's what he's talking about, I feel like that's what he's talking about, though.
No, because you know already that there's politics and shit.
Right.
This isn't on a label. So it doesn't matter how good it is, you know, just because it's not on the radio doesn't mean that it couldn't be on the radio.
But
I think what he's saying is you could hear these songs on the radio, they're just not there.
So you're okay, but we're still ending up in the same place, right? So
Not really.
But okay,
because
so,
one is a claim of quality, and the other one is kind of like a claim of intent. Ken's saying that the way these songs are crafted, he could hear them on the radio. If they came on, it would make sense.
Right.
You're saying, well, why aren't they? That has nothing to do with the
so I'm
quality
past
of the
that.
song.
I'm past the why aren't they? Because you do have a point with it's not on the label. Where I am now is like, okay, so if he's not on the label and he's making songs like this, what's the point?
The point is he's trying to. It sounds to me. I haven't seen any interviews. I haven't read. So I'm guessing based on the sound of the music and the title that he's trying to increase his base by making more mainstreamy radio sounding songs.
How do you do that if they can't access it?
Word of mouth, people talking about it, people that love it because it has a simplified sound that they can resonate. It worked extremely well for Drake. The worse his songs became, the more and more popular he became. So the formula exists. Whether or not it will accomplish, and that's what I'm saying, I don't know if it's going to accomplish his goals, but this is an attempt to get there.
This is where I do agree with Ken. He's clearly going for a certain demo with this album. Whether or not it's gonna work is a different story. Unlike Ken, I don't think that this is gonna work.
Nah.
Because he's too many albums in.
Yeah, he's 10
and how old is he at this point?
33.
So it's like trying to go that route at this point in his career.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Now, if he's just doing this because he wants to do something different, that's a different story. And maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he was tired of doing all the other shit. But I definitely put this on and I'm like, Big K.R.I.T does not sound invigorated.
Look,
Big K.R.I.T sounds like he's on autopilot.
Yeah.
Like he's tried to make the radio hit on albums before. This is not new, quote unquote.
But it's a whole album's worth.
But now it's a whole album's worth, and I don't agree again with that route, because I don't think that K.R.I.T needed. We always said that K.R.I.T's music, the way it was already composed, should have been on the radio that way, and he should have never have to conform to make it to the quote unquote radio. That's not success in today's music market. You know what I'm saying? And obviously that's penetrating a whole different demographic, right? And I get that. And when you hit and you have a top song that puts you in a whole different category, I get that. But you don't need that to get critically acclaimed. You don't need that to make money. You don't need that to tour. You don't need that.
But maybe he wants that. Because like you said, ever since we heard K.R.I.T, we've been saying that we don't understand why he's not past that mark.
Yeah.
And maybe he's been thinking the same exact thing. And maybe he's gotten to this point and he's like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of me not being talked about with the Drakes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of not being talked about with the Waynes, with the these and this and that and this. Maybe he's tired of that shit. So he's going this route because he's like, this is what's gonna put me in that stratosphere.
So you
like,
with Ken now?
with which part?
That part.
Yeah.
That's what Ken
I
said.
never disagreed with that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that's what I'm saying. That's what Ken said.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I disagree. But I definitely agree with Ken that this was a very
was an
obvious stray.
Yeah. I know he has to be
He
feeling
has to.
some type of way, like, okay, I gotta pop it.
Because doesn't it seem like most of his contemporaries, most of his peers have kind of passed him?
Who are his contemporaries at this
Kendrick,
point?
Cole.
Yeah.
Who else?
Wale.
No, Wale is not.
Nah, yes, Wale got
Wale
radio
is definitely
play.
a much bigger
Yes.
name
Yeah.
than K.R.I.T.
And that's a
man.
shame.
He is. He
Yeah.
is. We're not saying that he's.
Big
Yeah.
Sean.
Nobody's saying he's better.
Yeah,
He is a
Sean.
bigger name though.
Yeah.
all of his
man.
contemporaries
Yeah,
are passing.
y'all
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn.
Wow.
So that if we can notice that, K.R.I.T has definitely noticed that,
Yeah.
and that's got to be a shot to his ego. Because like you said, the man's a beast. He can rap. He can
mix.
kind of sing a little bit. He can
Yeah.
hold a note.
Yeah.
Do it
He can
all.
produce. He can mix.
All
All
that
of that.
stuff. And he's
so the
probably
fact
like,
that
what
he's
the hell?
like looking at someone like Sean, and it's like, what the fuck?
And then you get on a big label, they don't do what they need
Yeah.
to do, and you know
It looks
that
like a
don't.
miss.
Yeah,
It looks
it's
like
a
a miss.
miss, and then you're like, man, what the hell is going on?
I can't be upset with him for doing this. I can be honest and say I don't like it.
Right.
I can be honest and say this is not the K.R.I.T that I wanted.
Right.
This is not the K.R.I.T that I'm used to. I can say all that, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like,
But you definitely understand that he wants to something else. He wants a different level
Yeah.
of success. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm not gonna say this album is trash. This album
Right.
is whack. I'm not gonna say all that. I will not listen to it because I don't like this style of rap at all. If I want to hear K.R.I.T, like Jay says, if you like my old shit, go listen to my old shit, whatever the fucking line is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go back and listen to the albums that I like.
Yeah. Favorite tracks, man.
For me,
Go ahead and give us those 10 you like.
give me K.R.I.T is here, Mississippi. Give me Addiction. I fuck with Addiction. Nah, I'm good.
I got K.R.I.T here, Energy, Believe. Let me go ahead and say Mississippi. You know what? Give me Addiction. I like Lil Wayne on there.
Give me a K.R.I.T here, Mississippi, Energy, Believe, and Make It Easy.
K.R.I.T here, Believe, Mississippi. Oh no, and High Beams. That's the one where he was singing. I like that one.
Big K.R.I.T, man. If you watching, as a super big K.R.I.T fan, I'm underwhelmed and disappointed in this project solely because of the bar you set. My expectation comes from the work you've given us, and if this is the direction of future K.R.I.T projects, then I feel that this king won't be remembered in time. You know what I'm saying? I think you can go way left. So it's not there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely looking forward to future projects, but if the next one is like this, I don't know.
The
man.
king won't be remembered in time.
And he won't be.
Golly, that's a bold ass statement. That's a really bold statement, and you know why that's a really bold statement. I mean, because the shit he's put in, man, like at this point.
I know, but it's kind of like, okay, look, like we just said, the
This
man.
is not going to impact his legacy, bro.
No,
You don't think so?
No,
Hell no.
No, so, no. I'm not saying, but I didn't say that this one project is gonna impact his legacy like that.
You said
I
he keeps keeps down
if
this
it
ro-
keeps down this path,
Yeah.
it will be.
Yeah.
And that's why I said the king won't be remembered in time
continue.
if you continue down this path. Is all I'm saying. This one, no. Again, when I look at the discography, this is the worst one. It is.
What you got, man?
K.R.I.T, if you're watching, I mean, look, I haven't seen the interviews, so I don't, I haven't heard from you what your goals were with this album in terms of direction and sound. I don't think it's a bad project. It's not up there with some of the other ones that I like, but I don't think overall it's not a bad project. I think it definitely grew on me as I listened to it more and more. I get it. 9-10 years in the game, or 9-10 albums in, like at some point, you know, you could get probably just bored with your own stuff, or you just want to do something different. And, you know, I can respect that, and I think it's up to the consumer, you know, the listener, on whether or not they're gonna like it or not. And then that's that. But, you know, as the artist, you know, this is the angle you want to go to. So that's that. I mean, I'll listen to the next one.
Big K.R.I.T, if you're watching, yeah, I mean, you know, just like Feefo, always been a huge fan of your work since K.R.I.T was here. And, you know, with this project, yes, I mean, yeah, I'm disappointed. I mean, it's definitely not a replay value out of your discography that, you know, so far. But, you know, at least I got a few gems out of it. And then I'm thinking, as I'm talking with the fellas and, you know, talking about it, maybe this is something you want, like I mentioned to Ken and Myke, like, you've been in the game for 10 years. Maybe this is something you wanted to do. Just me personally, I didn't really care too much for this album, just as the whole sound. And I appreciate that you stepped out of your producer comfort zone and work with different producers. 'Cause I know we said that before on previous projects that we enjoyed, that we was like, man, if K.R.I.T can just use some different producers, that'd be dope. But I felt like with this one, it's just like you kind of struck out a little bit on this one. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like the K.R.I.T that I've been a fan of for years. But you know, I definitely look. I'm still a fan. I just a little bump in the road. You know, so all the projects you got, sometimes you bound to slip up and mess up a little bit every now and then. So this is just the one I'm gonna have to skip and check out your next project.
K.R.I.T, if you're watching, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did not enjoy this project. I don't think you made this project for me. I can kind of see who you made it for. Hopefully it hits with them, but I don't think it would be any sort of surprise that a lot of your core fans would not be super into this. I feel like I understand you wanting to do something a little bit different. However, I know you're talented enough. You're a spitter. You're an excellent songwriter. I think you could have taken that sound and gave it more of your own spin to make this a lot more interesting. And unfortunately, what I got with this sounded very derivative. It sounded very generic. And those are two words that I would never want to associate with Big K.R.I.T. And it hurts that I have to do that today. But yeah, I will definitely check out what you have next time. But I'm not gonna lie to you, this will not be getting played by me again. And again, I'm sure you're not surprised. So take that how you will.